Kingda Ka has finally been announced as closing only a couple of days ago, and most of the enthusiast community are still left aghast at what seems like a lack of celebration of what once was one of the most iconic rides in the world. Having managed to squeeze in 2 night rides during my Fright Fest visit, I now will have that stone of regret hanging in my stomach as I walked away from Kingda Ka for the last time thinking I'll be back for another ride later in the evening, which I ended up missing. And now I will never get another ride on this legendary coaster. I have to say that my final ride on it through the mist was really one of the best experiences I've had on a roller coaster, and a suiting end to what is one of the most iconic rides to ever grace the earth. The handling of this announcement seems a bit sloppy. Even as I record this, the park is still backtracking and clarifying on what exactly is closing at the park. What we do have clarification on now is that Parachutes, Twister, Green Lantern, Skyride, Kingda Ka, and Zumanjaro are all due to leave. I think I can understand the park's perspective operationally when it comes to these rides, as most of them have seemed to have a very troubled life over their history. Parachutes and Twister were at the end of their service life, whereas Green Lantern was holding on to life as much as it could. An often not spoken about tragedy of this announcement is the loss of the Skyride, which was a much-loved attraction and was very busy at the last opportunity that I had to ride it. However, it's understandable that this Von Roll classic, as with many that are left surviving, would be very costly to fix and just does not reflect the current interests of where parks are headed in the current age. It still seems like the park is being managed by hasty decisions, with the inclusion of Flash, which was supposed to open this year but is now delayed till 2025, was an opportunity, as the park stated, that they received last minute. That said, we do now have the announcement of a record-breaking attraction, which is to replace the 6 that are now being closed. If you were to include Cyborg in the list, you now have 7 attractions at Great Adventure that are no longer available, 2 major roller coasters, 2 iconic rides from the opening of the park, and a thrill ride that formerly did service with crowds in a park that now, like many, lack flat rides in general. What you're getting in return is a single roller coaster promised as a record-breaking attraction, although in this day and age of creative marketing, what exactly those records could be is completely variable. Technically, they could end up opening the smallest launch coaster in the world, with the smallest drop ever, or the slowest launch coaster in the world. There's nothing that's really off the table when it comes to record boasting in North America in this day and age, but I'm not really sure what Great Adventure's plan when it comes to enthusiast involvement in this decision. They really have kind of backhanded the community when it comes to the lack of announcement with the loss of Kingda Ka. Can they open a new attraction that will renew faith in what is a very small community in retrospect to the larger customer base that Great Adventure draws? Great Adventure still to this day seems like a mishmash of ideas that lacks real cohesive theming and a thorough vision as far as what it wants to be as far as a thematic destination. Even though now Great Adventure has inadvertently triggered a mountain of speculation as far as what this new ride could be, enthusiasts, I feel, are still going to feel jilted with the chain overall. Having just come from Europe and experiencing the smaller parks that offer a higher end of customer experience even at the chain level, it's really hard to think about how any theme park in North America looks at an adult or mature audience as their target market in the future. It may end up that most of these parks end up being family-friendly rides overall, and I think that Kingda Ka's replacement might even fall victim to that as well. The amount of land that Great Adventure is freeing up for this new attraction is sizable. I don't have faith that we're going to get a coaster that will challenge the records of Falcon's Flight. As the trend has been for the last 10 years in the theme park industry, going for height and speed records is no longer the priority. Reliability and accessibility to more riders is the priority when it comes to new major attractions. I can't help but feel sad about the era of maximum thrills in theme parks coming to an end with the death of Kingda Ka. But that is, I feel, where we stand now. I'm not so sure within my lifetime that we'll see another generation where roller coaster and thrill rides challenge the limits of maximum thrills as we saw in the era when Kingda Ka was originally built. Comment below and let me know what you think about the loss of Kingda Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure and how it may affect the future of the amusement industry in North America. But that's my thoughts for now. Thanks for dropping in.
Alright, bye guys. We'll see you after Kingda Ka.